Hello again, Dominic Trophy, and welcome to another video. And this one's going to be something Doctor Who related. If you just recently caught my, my last video, I did a quick pickups video. Originally I wasn't going to do that, but a fan of mine, or a friend of mine, I should say, asked me, said, if you want to do, another pickups video. So that's what I did. So anyway, this one is going to be Doctor Who related, and it's going to be about my thoughts about the future of Doctor Who. What we're going to be seeing very soon. Obviously we've got the 2017 Christmas special, and then we've got Series 11 next year. Now, I just want to say overall, my thoughts about that overall. I am looking forward to seeing what we will be getting for Doctor Who at the end of this year and next year as well. And I think overall it's been an interesting year for Doctor Who, and it's just amazing of what we've seen, I think Series 10 overall, I think has been one of the best series we've seen in a while. I think it just one of the best, top notch, I think. And I quite liked it overall. I think Series 10, episodes 1 to 12 were really, really good. I like, the 12th Doctor thingy, obviously, it was the same as always, really, really good. Nardole, I quite like Nardole, even though a lot of people were kind of sceptical when he was announced last year. The year before, last year as a companion, and I'm glad that he came back on, because I think Max Lucas played the role really, really well. And then we had the new companion, what you call now, Pearl Mackie, who plays Bill, and I think Bill was, one of the best companions we've seen in years. We had sort of companion gap between Clara and Bill, even though we did have Nardole. And I think it was nice to see the companion become, just the friend and the character that goes along with the Doctor, because I think it works a lot well like that. It really, really does. And I would have loved to have seen Bill be in Series 11, even though she did die at the end of in episode 12. But she's coming back in the Christmas special, which confuses me. I don't really understand why. So is that the past version, or we'll probably find out at Christmas? So like I said, we're only 3 months left because it is the beginning of September. But I think Pearl Mackie played a great part, I think, in Doctor Who. And I think it's a shame that she won't be in Series 11. Like, the Christmas special will be a last episode probably. And then we will have a new companion. It's been rumoured that it could be Bradley Walsh, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. And I think it was great to see a companion like her. I think the last time we had a companion like her, like that, was, I'd say maybe Donna, even though that was like from 9 years ago, where it was just, a friend, and there was no, romance, just still a platonic relationship with two good friends, and you just had fun and go on adventures. And I think that's what makes it absolutely amazing. I think it sort of went away with Amy, because she was so attracted to the Doctor, even though maybe he was, I don't know, And where you got the whole flirting thing, and it kind of ruins it. But I think Amy was a great character, and I think all of that went away in Series 6 because she was with Rory. And I think that's what made it amazing. I think they were great characters. And then obviously you had River Song, who kept coming back and forth. Then you had the first half of Series 7, which again was good. You you had the whole with Craig Owens as well, played by James Corden. He played a good part in a short time. And then you had Clara and stuff, which, was good. But it felt the same way, like you had the whole, well, I'm really, really attracted to the Doctor, that sort of stuff. And then once he regenerated, all that went away. Even though at first Clara did, keep complaining and ranting, but that's because the man that she was attracted to, obviously changed to to be a lot older. And then after a while, she just it was a platonic relationship, and that was the thing. I liked that. But I think the last time that ever properly happened was with Donna, again, that's long ago. But I was glad to see that sort of stuff happen, and I think we will probably see that in Series 11 as well. What do I think, obviously, with, the 2017 Christmas special? Obviously, I did thoughts about that, months ago. I'm still excited. I think obviously we don't really know what's going to happen. We all obviously know that, you know, we do know the first Doctor's in it. You know, I think obviously it's announced that Ben and Polly will be in it, probably because it's kind of pointless if you don't have them. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to be the two people who played them in the the docudrama, Adventure in Time and Space, because they, even though they didn't really do much, it kind of fit the part. It really, really did. What would I like to see for Series 11? Now, again, this is a complete, you know, guess really. I don't know what we're gonna have. Obviously, probably gonna have Daleks in it. You know what I mean? Probably gonna have Daleks. Maybe I'd love to see any sort of, you know, any type of like new a new enemy. Because I think that might entice it a lot. You know, I think obviously going through a different change, but I think it'll be interesting to see. Maybe we might have a new enemy or new characters and stuff. You know what I mean? Make it a lot more enticing, a lot more interesting. Because you know, I think sometimes you can go from that same, and it does well, but then it's like, yeah, I'd like to see something happen. You know, something new. I think I'd love to see Rusty come back. You know what I mean? The Dalek who's good and, you know, who kills Daleks. I'd love to see him come back. You know, or it. I'd love to see him come back. You know what I mean? I think that'd be really, really cool. I think obviously going to new places, and I think making it a lot more, you know, as interesting, or something new and, you know, exciting, which will be, you know, good to see. Should they pull any sort of regeneration jokes, or pull, you know, regenerations off, like, you know, it's happened lately? I don't think so, because I think that's going to annoy a lot of people, like it did in The Lie of the Land, where we see the 12th Doctor who gets shot by Bill, and he starts to regenerate, and then after a while, after like a few minutes, he just stops it. But it turns out to be a joke, you know what I mean? Because I won't say that ruined it, but it really shocked the audience, thinking, oh my god, you know. I know a lot of people did believe, oh, he's not fully changing, but it shocked me when I watched that. I was like, oh my god, is the 12th Doctor regenerating? He did, but obviously he didn't, you know, fully change, you know what I mean? Should they pull any stuff like that, anything like that? I don't think so, you know what I mean? Because I think it does get a bit annoying, because a lot of people think, okay, well, that's what happened last time in whatever episode where the Doctor regenerates, but he tends to regenerate, you know what I mean? And I think they need to lighten it down, you know what I mean? Maybe do a surprise, like what happened in Stolen Earth Journey's End. But I know that might irritate a lot of people. But maybe in the far future, do that, you know what I mean? I think one guess is, you know, how long do I think Jodie Whittaker will stay? I don't know. You know what I mean? I think maybe 2 to 4 years. I'm going to say 2 to 4 years, 3 to 4 years. And at that point, that'll be 2021, 2022, 2019 to 2022, you know what I mean? It depends on when she leaves, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can't just say, oh, well, she's leaving at this time, because we haven't even seen her on screen yet. So, you know what I mean? You've just got to hold your horses, as the old phrase is. But yeah, I think whatever happens, it'll be interesting to see that. Will we have all male companions? I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see a female companion alongside a female Doctor. I think that'll be one thing I'd love to see happen. Because it'll definitely show the transition between the Doctor and the next female companion. Whenever that happens, you know what I mean? Because, again, there's rumours that Bradley Walsh could be the new companion, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So, I think, obviously, with Series 11, I think see that and stuff. Should there be any more split series? I'd say no, you know, I don't think that would really, really work. I know for Series 11 it is being confirmed that it's going to be starting the end of autumn next year, which kind of questions me. It makes me question that, because it feels the same thing of what happened with the 6th Doctor. And for those that don't know, basically what happened was there was a huge time, gap between the first appearance of the Sixth Doctor at the the first Doctor. Sorry, there was a huge gap between the Sixth Doctor's first story at the end of season 21, back in 1984, so the war, and then it was all the way until, I think like 10 months, was it? 10 months, again, that's my guess, until season 22 started. So you had that huge gap of getting to know the Sixth Doctor, you know what I mean? And I think that's what will kind of make a lot of people, disheartened about that. I know it was like an 8-month gap between the time of the Doctor and Deep Breath. 8 months, so it was. Which again might, put it off. But I think even with that, it might annoy a lot of people, it might not annoy a lot of people, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. So I think overall, whatever we see, I will be excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing the 13th Doctor's first appearance at the end of this year in the Christmas special. Because whatever happens, it will be interesting to see what happens. I do feel like in the Christmas special, the 12th Doctor might still try and hold off his regeneration, sorry. But obviously the first Doctor might just encourage him and tell him, look, you need to regenerate, this is what happens. But the thing that bothers me is that, well, I won't say bothers me in a bad way, but the Doctor's regenerated so many times, why has it finally bothered him, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can regenerate like 14, 15 times. Oh, I'm getting sick of it. You know what I mean? It's just funny though, but that's just my thoughts about it overall. I think I'm looking forward to the end of this year with the Christmas episode. Series 11, when it does start this autumn, will be interesting to see what happens. If that is the case, will it be a split series? I can't say that, you know what I mean? Because if it starts in the autumn, that's a little bit concerning. But if it starts October, September next year, that'll be fine anyway. But, whatever the writer, whatever Chris Chibnall comes up with, that'll be it, really. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm glad to do something Doctor Who related, because it's been so long since I've done that. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!